Hey everybody, I'm back. Alright, so, what we got here is, we're doing not Age of Conan, we're doing Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles on the roleplay server that I'm trying to build up and trying to get going, called Age of Civilization. This server is a hardcore roleplay server, so it is intended for you to focus on socialization over grind. So the grind is nerfed into the ground. As you can see, we're in the Highlands, I believe this is called. In the Highlands, basically you're gonna have to be max level just to get here on this server. That's how high the difficulty is. So I've got humans doing almost no damage and AI doing a ton of damage, as well as resources are nerfed into the ground, as we want to inspire, or I want to inspire, social interaction. So labor guilds, things like that. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't build that part of the wall. This is my old palace. Very generic and boring, I know. This is the current palace, which is getting deleted here soon. Once I get room set up for a real palace. Any input would be awesome. I'm actually looking for heavy input from you guys on what you think should be added, things like that. So what I'm building here is the capital city where the palace is going to be located. Palace is mostly going to be in this recessed area, so anything that's from like here down all the way around and then build up and back. Obviously I'm not going to be building up here. Could not care less if people jump down in and stuff like that. This is going to be open to the public. This town will be. The palace itself will be open to walk up to. This is my tavern here that I've got temporarily in the game. We've got dancers, and just a little tavern. There's a few other areas in the game that I've put up NPCs that you can talk to that tell you that, you know, this is where the palace is. And there's merchants. That's, if you're curious, that's going to be right around in here, right by the sentinels. So there's a bridge that goes from here across. That will get you, it's actually, that will get you some merchants and things like that. Obviously this is metagaming, but you can't miss it if you go near the sentinels at all. So some of the features that I'm doing here, as you can see, I've got little gates or doors that go into the wall. I envisioned some shady dealings by some folks within the walls, the city walls. You've got back alley deals in real life. I figure we could have internal wall deals, which I think would be really cool. In a previous build, I did something like this of a different game, a different server, and it was not a public server. It was a private LAN server, but turned out great. I had built 2 wide instead of 1 wide. I don't feel that's necessary here, but by doing 2 wide, I was able to build multiple floors inside the wall, which was really cool. And then put up a bunch of decorations of like crates and things like that. That was back in the old version of starting to sound Canadian. That was back in the old Pippi days when you could set certain items to be public access, not all or none, which sadly in this version of Pippi we are unable to do that. What I'm doing here is just building the inner wall now, the inner part of the main wall, and then of course I'll cap it all off when I get close. I put the entrances down first just because I wanted to kind of space them out, think of it in advance, and plus do kind of what I'm doing. We're just clicking 4 blocks up each time, or 3 in their case, and not have to mess around with it. Here I decided to put a little nook and cranny type thing. Obviously the walls do not like that. I think with the reinforcement should hold up better. Ooh, I did not realize I made such a wide. Would clip it out there. You know what? We'll make it like a bunkhouse or something. Doorway into the wall from. We'll make it a guard bunkhouse so that they can go in the wall and come out wherever in the city. The only place that I'm not going to have a place for them to come out of the wall in the city is going to be, this whole chunk is not going to get internals. You might be able to go in there, but I don't really recommend it. Right here, I plan on building a temple or a church, if you will. And we'll do that with like the arena, black stair. And then we'll build the temple up. I can hear y'all now saying, "Hey, Kaz, what about how you gonna roleplay justify this city being built?" Actually, there's going to be a lot of slaves you'll see in town, or thralls, if you will. Sorry, thralls will be everywhere in town, so you will. It'll be at least semi-lore friendly that this town was built, especially over time. There's some amazing story on the king backstory that I've written up that I think would, for one, it will definitely contribute to the lore. And as I said, the server is live. If you feel like joining, we also have a Discord just for the server. Honestly, looking for people to roleplay like captain of the guardsmen, stuff like that. This you might see, we've got a gate here and an entrance here. If you look, they don't see, you can see that's where the gate is. This goes outside. This is just a private entrance to the town from a different angle. But anyways, yeah, looking for essentially like a captain of the guard, as well as people to fulfill the roles in the city that you would have. Guild leaders especially, head of the labor guild or the miners guild, things like that. And what I think we can do by making such a cool environment with that and making a social environment is we could essentially have hired guards that go with, let's say, a mining group. The mining group wants to go to an area where we all know has a ton of iron, for instance. We need a ton of iron for the palace, or for them privately to sell to maybe a blacksmith, a professional blacksmith, because crafting timers are maxed out. So building a sword could take 15-20 minutes real time, and there's a darn good reason for that. Obviously, I want to make a player-based economy in the game as much as possible. Obviously, the NPCs are still going to have loot. We can't change that per se, but I would like the primary focus of things being built in the game to be player-based. This is going to go faster if I do it this way. Like a 3D printer. Or building in Minecraft. Anybody invited into the palace's people? Let's say you decide to become a guard or a other role, guild leader or something like that. Well, actually, guild leader, obviously you would not. But you will get invited to the clan of the palace, which then allows you to obviously open gates, things like that. The build system in this I've never been too fond of. I do like the fun thought aspect of building things. I enjoy designing these towns or palaces, even if they tend to be a little bricky. I once played on a public RP server where everybody pretty much complained. They're like, dude, your bases are, to say the least, as I tend to go very square. Main reason for that I do that in this game, especially this game, is honestly the the curve system just isn't good. To build round pieces, you can do it. You absolutely can do it, and I've done it. The biggest complaint I have about it is that you can't do it inside. So let's say I wanted to get past. Let's say I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to build a tower that came into the base a little. The problem is when you get to a corner like this, you start getting a bizarre shape that you cannot fill. So it becomes quite the headache to build with those. Wondered. I'm trying to think, should I do a secondary gate? Because once we open, this will be open to the public. I'm actually going to remove these gates once it's open to the public, once the city is ready for people. I won't be waiting until I'm done, because this is going to be a probably 1 to 2 month project. But I want it to be at least presentable. Have all the grounds covered and paved. Some basic buildings up. The palace is going to probably be blocked off before I open it so that I can do the construction behind closed walls kind of thing. I could do. I'm gonna have to do that, and it's gonna collect this way. Here, we're gonna go this way. Not too bad on the collapse. Do is allow this to be guards only entrance type. Yes, I will be putting some windows from the city walls facing inward, but not outward. Just for the curious looky-loos who might be walking through town. Maybe, maybe not. I'll leave it up to you guys. If you join the server, go ahead and give me your opinion on that. If you want windows from the walls facing inward, I will not be putting them facing outward. That is a definite. I want the city to seem like, not that it is a privilege to be there, but that it feels like a privilege. I am debating also putting a teleporter up somewhere, probably in that big open area. Right, yeah. This open area here, I was thinking of tossing in like a tavern or maybe even some ruins. And throwing a teleport stone in there. I do want it to be charge. So I want it to cost money to come out here. And as a ridiculous patriarchy would be, we're going to charge way more to go home. So it's going to be fairly cheap to come to the city, but to use the teleporter to go back home or back to the desert is going to be astronomical. Probably more than a horse or even a house for that matter. One, again, want to encourage social interaction. And two, that's it. If you're outside of the city, the kingdom views it as you're out in the wilds, which is a huge part of Conan Exiles. If you've ever played this before, you know this is very tiny palace in a very tiny place. A very small town. I mean, it's big by game standards. This is going to be probably kind of laggy for some people to go to. I'm trying to minimize the amount of foundations I use. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do the whole ground floor in foundations. But foundations are the foundations of lag. They are pretty horrendous lag creators, especially in mass numbers. I once built a pyramid on a public server and used all foundations, and no joke, the people running the server found my palace and were like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like, you cannot be doing. Ooh, so we've got a bit of a conundrum here. Do I lower it here? Oh no, I'm an idiot. Let's do this. Did it again. Did you see that? And then we do the wrong one. And then throw our ramp there. Cool. Oh, jeez. That was bound to happen. If you haven't noticed, days and nights are also very, very long. I put them again at max because a lot of times you're going to want to role play at night, and honestly the game's default, I believe, was like 15 minutes. You're not going to have enough time to really act out a scene or three for that matter in that time period. So in order to create reasons to go to the pub at night or inns and stuff like that, make for treacherous travels at night, things like that, I think that would benefit highly from the longer day-night cycle. So, yeah. And no, I did not design the server just by cranking all the sliders to the max on difficulty and things like that. There are some things I maintained default. Stamina usage, for instance, is default, which I'm going to keep an eye on that because I had a roleplay server in the past where people exploited the roll attack to farm people in the town right here, like right by where I'm at, New Asgarth. They sat at the gates just pulling one person at a time and constantly roll dodging everything they're doing, because stamina drain in this game to begin with is really low. For those who do want to join the server, yes, normal nudity is full. Yes, the more mature mods are installed. That is, again, just because it's a social roleplay server. It's all about your social interactions, right? So if that's the kind of roleplay you want to do, it is okay here. Obviously, if it's welcomed or whatever, we can't. Nothing inappropriate, and I plan on having a court system actually for social interaction issues, where if you stole from somebody or anything that people want to role play out, I want to try to have. It would be great to have some sort of tribunal. I think if I do like I did on another server where on my other server I had I had another roleplay server, just got a text message. We had a noble system, so people who wanted to be lords or proved that they could be lords and of high standing in the societal court, they got special privileges. All voting was done through them in that system. So if anything went to vote for anything, literally anything, if we want to stop free market trading, we would vote on it. And the nobles would vote on that. I think we might do something like that. We will see. Again, it depends on how many players we get. If it's another 200 plus player server, absolutely. If it's a 20-person server, absolutely. There would be no point of having everybody just be nobles, which would essentially be what happened. I know there's roleplay servers out there that are far fancier than this, and frankly, I don't like them. They kind of get a click thing going, which would be kind of our nobles, which is why I'm kind of hesitant on doing that. Where essentially, like, it's a 500-person server, but pretty much 20 people call all the shots and do everything. And the rest of the 480 players are kind of just doing their own thing until one of the nobles decides they don't like them, or one of the clique decides they don't like that player. And then all of a sudden it's that player is either has their stuff shut down or taken down, or they get griefed off the server. And that's one thing we're going to absolutely avoid. You're more than welcome to have cliques, but I want it to be within the clans. And I have ways of controlling when the cliques try to bully things into happening. I do plan on having tons of events and quest givers and things. Actually, I've got some quest givers written out. I've got a little spreadsheet I'm keeping and designing all of this in. But I got some quest givers that we're going to put in the game for here in town, actually. And they're going to be far beyond the standard fetch this, kill this many of this, so on and so forth. Now, how am I going to do that? That's a great question. My primary idea is I'm going to, if we get big enough to where I start doing these quests, we're going to have what in Vampire the Masquerade has, if you do LARP of VTM, you get what's called storytellers. And storytellers are essentially people who know what's going on, they know the narrative, know all that stuff. They're there to witness stuff happening. Well, shit, that's happening. So narrators, narrators, not storytellers, sorry. Narrators will be the people that you either interact with after the NPC gives you the quest. They may tell you to break into this noble's house and steal this heirloom, which is a fetch quest, but I want it to have some social implications. So when I get some narrators that will probably be nobles or something like that, the narrators are going to be more concerned with helping you enjoy your story. And obviously, if anybody wants to be a narrator, please step forward, because then I will talk to you about maybe we get some quest that you might be comfortable either running or interacting with. Obviously, it'll all spawn originally from an NPC, but and obviously the best way to get a hold of me if you're not in chat live right now and you're watching a playback of this is to just join the server. When you join the server, the Discord link will pop up on the bottom, or you can actually just watch for it while I'm building here, and it will pop up for you on the bottom left. Chat window is. That's a periodic message that's going out in the OOC, well, in the main chat, which is out of character. yeah, that I'm brain farting while I'm trying to do this. That's going to be the best way. You can DM me on there and just be like, hey, really excited about this, want to get a narration going or maybe help out in some way. How can my character, get involved in character? A little metagamey, but honestly, it's going to be the best way. Because then you could, like, I can take elements of your character's biography, which if you're going to play a roleplay server, you should definitely have a biography for your character. Especially this one, because we're going to play on it as much as possible. I will be reading everybody's biography. Actually, speaking of which, I'm going to make a channel on the Discord for the character introduction. Thanks, chat, for being completely silent and letting me think about that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make a publisher character here. That way I can maybe create some NPCs that gossip about you, maybe, or create some reason for you guys to interact. And that's where my narrators and myself will be coming in heavily. The issue is without the NPCs, obviously you'll be interacting with Lord Kaz, because you can't have multiple characters per server unless you have multiple accounts, and I'm not about to go buy multiple accounts for this game. Though I have them. I have my PlayStation account, and but they're not cross. At least I don't think. I don't remember them being cross-play. It would be cool if they were. Okay. Caps. We will finish up the ceiling with, or the wall with the ceiling. Once that's done, I can start developing actual city, or start building the ground city. Oof. As you can see, these are yellow instability. That's obviously going to change when I put the ceiling tiles in, because they'll be reinforcing each other like that. Also, this new building system, it was very obnoxious at first. I was pretty unhappy with it. And now that I've been using it, I absolutely love it. You can tell it was built for creative mode in mind. It's definitely not built for in-game building, using materials and things like that, as it's not very efficient at that. It doesn't really, for me, it doesn't really help you understand how many pieces you have, things like that. Things that are rather important if you're building a large project. The benefit is, yeah, if you are doing the kind of building I'm doing right now, it is absolutely efficient as hell. Because as you can see, I can just zip. Which, I mean, I could before, because you would essentially just give yourself a stack of foundations. The problem is back then you'd have to have a stack of foundations, turn on fly mode, and frankly it sucked. Because you'd run out and then you'd have to go into your add item, add the item you want, a stack of whatever. And it took a lot of time in this type of build. While this, I mean, I've got probably an hour and a half and I've gotten this whole wall done and a rough planning of what I want. Which is beautiful, to say the least. I would be playing the in-game music, but honestly, when you start to play these types of games for like 10-hour sitting increments, the music becomes quite awful, honestly. One of those things where game developers, especially of survival type games like this, 7 Days to Die, stuff like that, should understand that your game music needs to be either an extensive library of music, like 200 plus songs that cycle through, or be intermittent, where maybe it only kicks in when you go into combat or something like that. The only time I've seen an exception to this rule is probably Satisfactory, and that's because the way the music flows in Satisfactory, it feels like it's kind of like one big, long, evolving playlist. It's only like probably 10 songs, I would say, maybe less. And they're generic, decent techno tracks, coming from a music producer's point of view. They're pretty basic, but they're perfect for the environment. Just like Conan Exiles music is actually perfect for the environment. It's just overwhelming. Games like Skyrim, stuff like that, anything like that, really the music can be a little bit overbearing at times. And now put the final touches on. We have a city wall. Again, very climbable. Not too worried about it. Could do palisades on the outside to kind of like discourage people. But again, if they really wanted to, they could come up to this area, climb down, climb straight on top. It's a little too much to mess with. This is another town exit. So I wanted to make for a potential escape type thing. So this is a gate that goes outside of the city as well. Obviously, it's going to be very dangerous to escape from the prison work camp. This is another instance where it would be pretty easy. I don't know if I really want to build it up more. I could, but again, you're going to be here with a guard. The pigs will be gone. Done for some reason. Just the roleplay ability. Again, anything drastic that you're going to do that's going to heavily affect your character in a way that may cause life or death is going to be a first discussed. Anytime you want to do anything like that, like, oh, hey, next time my character's at the labor camp, he's going to escape or try to escape. Let me know, because I'm not going to make it impossible for you to do. I'll probably actually make it easier for you to do. I just want, just like any DM, you really want, or Dungeon Master, by the way, any DM, you kind of want to know the big moves that might affect the entire server or a character's fate, a life and death type thing. Okay, time for the not so fun part. This is the filling in of all of the ground. Speaking of satisfactory creators, I don't know why I just deleted. Creators, if you are wanting to do something that would make us city builders and stuff love you a long time, is like, God damn it, it's all going inside the Zoop feature from Satisfactory is probably one of the best features ever in a game when it comes to building. Being able to click here, draw a line to here, and left click one time, and having a perfect line of that item, amazing. I know from a material building perspective, if we were building off of regular materials, it's not the greatest idea. But, I mean, why not? Even then. If I have enough materials to make 10 foundations, why should I not be able to zoop up a 10 foundation floor real quick? Plus it makes, like, this type of shit where, like, I'm having to... That pig is trapped in there. Kill that later. It just makes it so much easier. I don't know why I was about to delete that. Anything that's in the city should be left. Already getting pretty considerable lag here. Might have to upgrade the server's RAM. The server I'm renting is actually really cool. I can't think of the company's name. Those are half found. Interesting. Yeah. Totally lost track of what. Wow. Do what I like to do when it comes to building, make sections at a time. Grass. I don't want any grass poking through, which is going to be hard because that always happens. Server I'm renting. Actually, they're really good people. I've never had a server company send me an email and go, "Hey, we're just checking up on your server. How's it going?" So on and so forth. And I mean, I've been using, and I don't mean to bash them. They're great. I've used them for years. But G Portal, this place price matched and beat G Portal. And again, like I got an email yesterday, I want to say, which is about a week after the server came out or started. And it was it was like 2 days after the server started. They're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And to me, like coming from a guest service background, amazing. Like A+. I should reply to the email, of course. I haven't done that yet. But it definitely raised the bar on what I consider what can and what should be done with servers. Okay, and see, that's what I'm talking about making. Oh. Oh, okay. Block was just out of place. I was like, please don't tell me now that I'm off. I've done that before, and needless to say, it is absolute hell. So now, like, sections like this, I like to kind of even things out a little bit. Here, I don't mind so much, because I could just build, I'm going to build stairs here. And I may level things off, kind of make it a little uniform. That's my OCD stepping in quite a bit. Like here, I would probably make it level here. Like go straight across from here. Same thing here. Instead of having a notch, I'll probably throw a corner there. Maybe not. Maybe this is the time that Wild Phil decides that, you know what, hey, it's okay to not be perfect. And maybe that's part of the fun. Maybe it'll make for a cool alleyway behind a building or something. Little alcove. People can hide, sneak. Some kind of thief in the night, if you will. Thievery will be role-played, by the way. It will not be automatic. We're gonna do. I feel like Phil can say, but not there, there. Actually, I kind of like the idea of the recessed stairs. That. Going up to pay your homage to whatever deity we decide that we're going to put there. That's going to be another probably server vote. See? I may just put the deity that my character follows, which is Derketo. Probably not, though. Probably do Mitra. But this is obviously going to have to be a massive church, simply because of how high you have to go over the spire. Yeah, this is crazy because why? Can't build in. So I think here I'm gonna build it up even more. Flight of stairs up. Interesting that it keeps letting me half block build. If it wouldn't screw everything up, I'd be all over it. Keep watching. I actually plan on doing a whole series on this server, so anytime I'm on, I'll probably be either recording or streaming. That'll be up to you guys. Probably recording and just uploading the highlights. Okay, yeah, see, with this being like this is going to drive me crazy. So, we're going to actually I would do this without foundations and do it with the whole pillar ceiling, but stone brick, for some reason, reinforced stone brick, does not, the ceilings don't look like the floors, so it kind of kills that ability. Maybe we'll do the temple as an open roof temple. It'd be really cool to have a dedicated priest to Mitra. We do Mitra or something like that. A dedicated priest deity, one of the deities, player, that is. Because then what we could do is we could do like a donation box, and then that money would go to the priest character, and kind of act as a role play to give blessings and stuff like that. Now, since you can't really do blessing magic here, that person could perchance use that money to buy healing salves or things like that. Assuming that center. Oh my god. So that is coincidence. I did not plan that at all. Lord of Beast says no. No. Rageful. Definitely not set. It's gonna probably be me. It's gonna have to be. Okay, so this is where the problem lies. I am awful at building things straight without a. Okay, let's see. Insulated wood will probably be our best bet. The heck? This like every time. See, I wish the Aquilonian had the arches. Because honestly, I think this would look better. You know what? That's for the most part centered. A little crooked. You can see there. Twist is. But. So we're getting our temple built. Hey, welcome new viewers. I got 2 new viewers going around right now. Welcome to Wildfill Gaming. Just setting up this RP server city. As you can see, we're getting started. Right now building this temple at the end of downtown. The server is live if you feel like joining. It's called Age of Civilization Roleplay. Question is, do we do windows on every one or every other one? Really, really want a lot of natural light. We obviously aren't going to do windows around the sides and back, but we could do a second floor being all windows, which should give a ton of natural light. It is going to be an open ceiling temple anyways. I thought I was getting lucky for a minute there and that it was actually going to put him facing out for me anyway. Yeah, let's do windows just all the way around. Like 100%. Even if it is facing walls, nobody's going to be looking out them. It's just for light. Oh, I forgot to do a solid wall. Just want to see something quick. What do you think, chat? That look good? I mean, it looks much more natural than having windows with sills up at that level without like floors or any way to get to them. I get it's mixing the races' foundations, but the kingdom doesn't really care about that. It doesn't get involved with the politics of different races. Okay, we're gonna go up one more and then start the slope of the roof. Crap. I wonder if an idea. Oh. Now I know this is going to affect the natural lighting coming in, but I think this is going to be way cooler than the light. Well, shit. Double shit. Wide. And what I could do is to think about it. I really don't like the tone of that. So what if we do this? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that would be really cool, but not gonna let me do it until I connect the ceiling, hatch door, ceiling. This will reinforce that front area. Just had it. Not gonna let me build there. Don't ask me why I'm so obsessed with having this archer. I just am, damn it. Okay. Get our corner caps going. I mean, really? Okay. That's good news. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Good news, boys. Anger. We can actually go even higher. The Derketo statue, I know you have to, like, you'd have to have a clearance bigger than that just to build above it. I've never built above I've never built above a Mitra statue. So, don't know the height requirements above it, but it doesn't seem to be that high. Hmm. Can I cross? No. Okay. So we cannot build directly over this. Ooh. Then we have our open ceiling. Okay. Back to the ground. Go ahead and fill in section. Because there are none. Cool. Hmm. Yeah. I was gonna build an arrangement of stairs all the way along here. Kind of just give that build up, but stairs look like shit in that material. Or stone. I'll look here to see if we got any new people on the server. Oh. Okay. Reason why this block is... Yeah. Go ahead and fill in from our gate to the hard labor yard, our labor yard for the prison. See, again, this is making me want to build straight across here to go with the height map. That's driving me crazy. Cut out. And we could put a little house here, maybe some tents here. Guys' thoughts, go ahead and let me know. Or, like I said, easiest way to get in touch with me is to pop on our server's Discord, shoot me a DM on there, or even in the general chat, and go, hey, I think this is what we... which case I'll say, awesome, or I'll say, thanks for your input, I appreciate it, but I don't think a brothel in front of the church would be the best. Whatever you come up with. It may or may not. One of my German friends got... It's spam. Got hacked. Another one of those. Hey, is this you? See, like this, we're gonna corner that. Again, not the biggest fan of kind of natural, but we are building a city for a fairly tyrant king, or an unfair king. Not necessarily, definitely it, but one that might draw controversy. Square. Right. Yeah, I know I'm in the... What I wanted is like a very distinct road that you would know to travel. to go to downtown. This is essentially our main street. I'm gonna square. And for something like this, actually, I think I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna build. You'll see. I'm gonna build it uneven. This is where we're gonna put our prison. There was like legitimate jail. I think I've got some in the building skills workbench. Ooh, okay. Yeah, idea. Cool. So no, I don't want it to look like city wall. We'll go stone. Oh. Oh, that's fine. Like, why can I not build? With cows, it's not going to match the rest. That's all right. Or match what we're going to do. This is our form of solitary confinement. This is where you go in and you don't come back out. You're left in there. I'm not gonna need pillars, but we're just gonna go overkill on that because we're about to build a lot of building. I wonder if I have any decorations of skeletons. Probably not. Petal skull. Single. Let's say a single torch down there and all you get. The entrance. Valid. Actually, now thinking about it, I don't want my torch. Give them two. They're separated enough that the light should come down through that grate, kind of give a certain ambiance. So, our prison gate will be prison gate and guardhouse. There. Idea. So, let's not necessarily make it a total death sentence, right? So we got stairs that go up. But release. And then up top, we're going to do the same thing. I'm using the wrong thing, guys. And then in the proper way, you got another. So there's 2 points they have to get past to. Again, role played out. This is very important to note that everything must be role played out. Otherwise, it would be far too easy to do everything. So it's a very simple game, at least in my opinion. Go ahead, read. Or they were all 3D. Or one more separate kind of out of there. Yeah, idiot. Always go double high. It's too claustrophobic. You know, but this is... should I do 1 floor high or 2? Really the question. Let's just do 1. The first floor is going to be not accidentally destroying our walls. First floor is going to be bedrooms and stuff, and then gates. So we'll do the bunk rooms here along this back wall, doing our columns acting as dividers, maybe. And then we'll have a stairway going up here, and this will be the jail, and then that'll top off at 2 high. The only reason why is I want to level off with... Could make... I don't know where I just... Had me scared there that I'll be able to build. I have to build an... Oh wait, maybe... Put it right there, just in case. I'm definitely over here. Mind you, I'm not doing any decorating, probably at all tonight. I just wanted to get kind of the basics of the city down. If you do join the server, I do request that you guys kind of just leave the city alone for now. It's locked up with a gate anyways, but I mean, you could climb the walls and just don't. There's nothing to steal. PvP and structure destruction is turned off on the server. So even raiding the palace is going to be pretty pointless. Okay, so visualizing in my head, sorry. came. You know what? Your stairs. So go ahead and make some nicer stairs. Up to the second floor here. Let's go ahead and pop in some windows. See, let's. What they need to do is have an interior wall. Stone. Something that's, you know, mirrored on both sides. I think that would be cool. I mean, I guess the sandstone's pretty close. But everything else is very much a... How do you put it? It just doesn't fit. I know what you're asking. What the hell am I doing? Just seeing if I can fill out some bedroom. If I want to do like a one big bedroom, or if I want to do... Oh, I picked the one that I could not. So if we do a bed, no, we could do the door like right here and do a pillar. We could do the door here. And if we do boom, 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 put a column here. Delete this one. So if we put a column there and wall it, have bed, 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 bed. We have 4 beds, 4 bedrooms. Very meager accommodations, but if we allow people to do like foot locker, foot locker, foot locker, so is we could have 4 guards sleeping in the bunkhouse. And we obviously are going to put a door on this, at least for And then what we could do is we could do a little kitchen here. I was thinking don't do the wood inside because, you know, fire, wood doesn't actually function in the game that way, but again, roleplay server. So, obviously they would not have the best of the best gear. They're going to have just a real basic and I don't know if you know about this item. It's beautiful. It's I think in the RP aesthetics. You throw that on there. It has its own inventory for coal, but essentially you can cook meat on it just like you would a fire, like a campfire. Okay, so there's that floor. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to decorate, but I kind of just real quick, little thing. Why can we? Mm-hmm. Sorry. First person sometimes can get nauseating for some people. Sorry about that. So what am I building now? Prison cells. Closet. Oh, I made the 2D. Not gonna work very well for this. Somebody gets a suite. Oh, I went through the window. Hmm. Okay, we're gonna have 2 suites. Ah, I know what those will be. Those are not suites. Those are guard bunks. So, go ahead and flip these around. Not necessarily bunks. They're gonna be guard hang private room. That one will be a nope. We're gonna do this. Way we can go to this one. And 2D bump. I was gonna go too tall on the ceiling, but I'm not. Actually, just gonna arch my ceilings at this point. Ooh. Makes this a large guard room. Again, those of you watching, if you feel like joining, the server is called Age of Civilization. It is currently live, so you are able to join now. Get in on the groundwork, build up yourself a little empire. Not necessarily empire, but stake your claim. Ooh, did not eat again. What if I think I'm gonna hand again. It's a little nook and cranny type thing. Flew around and checked this. It always worries me when it does that because I'm always afraid it's breaking a foundational piece or a floor or something. Cooperate with me, game. I wonder. Not to worry about it yet. Rematching. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough one. Yeah, let's do corner. I was debating it at first. Yeah, why not? The only thing is, if somebody decides to get froggy and climb up on the ceiling, they could get stuck. I mean, frankly, it's their own damn. The guards will have to come remove them. Can't remember if the floatsome ceiling is see-through. No. Okay. I'll say that would be really cool if it was. Most definitely am gonna need columns. Probably, you know what we could do? You know what would be cool? Nah. Yeah. No. I was gonna say if we bust somebody, I was gonna do the clear patch ceiling, which would be really, really cool. Would love it actually. But see, I should have done it all out of arena. But we're gonna actually build an arena, so ooh. What I want is I want the ceilings closed off on these guys. It's supposed to be claustrophobic. I mean, you're in a prison per se. And medieval prisons were notorious for being very, very rough. But let's be honest, I mean, if you're in a prison here You've done some serious crime. I figure we can put above the cells some sort of for reinforcement purposes, I might just make the walls. Chat on mute. Might just make the walls go all the way up, is what I was slowly but surely getting. Sorry for those of you that don't like first person, but we're at a point where I'm gonna. Can't believe I missed that. I did not make a door to this room. Placed it. Benefit of getting in on the server so early is you get to help essentially decide the basic structures and foundations of the wilds, if you will. By default, the wilds are pretty much yours. Kingdom has not reached that far out into the wilds. Only a few things out there. From the kingdom, that is. Alright. Want to throw some lights in the prison real quick. I'll probably be calling it an evening. This is a dungeon after all, or prison. So yeah, that's huh. Well, that's interesting. Actually, no. Prisoners not afforded something so nice as such a luxury as light. I mean, the light from this will bleed in pretty heavy. Remember that? Oh yeah, that. All right. So our jail is done, for the most part. We have our kitchen. Drop and forget, leave to die, whatever you want to call it. Cool. Looks like you cannot unlock it even if you are the creator from that side, which makes me very happy. But the nope. Okay. The signs and notes. Do we have a prison one? Yep. Boom. Not bad today, I will say. Not to toot my own horn. We got the statue of Mitra here. Which I'll probably cheat max out. Yeah, we got this corner of the town. At least the ground done. Got the wall up. Created the borders and outlines. What in the hell? How did I do that? Alright, got the city walls done. My palace is still there. I built that ages ago. It feels like ages ago. This bar, for the most part, is going to get completely rebuilt somewhere probably over in here, I would imagine. This is going to be our downtown area. We're going to have like tents and banners and stuff here. Same with over here. Up here in the upper part, we'll probably have low-income housing, mass housing. It'll probably not be unlike the dungeon. Yeah, then we have our prison workyard. This is walled off with 2 entrances, one from the outside and then one from here. So essentially the guards would walk the prisoner down here, down these steps, and through this gate to go work in the labor yard. Probably going to plant a bunch of trees out here just to give them something to do. And then of course we're going to have a crate down here, which we're going to have for supplies, which then a guard can either deliver or, you know, somebody role-playing a acquisitions officer, if you will. Noble, whatever you want to call it, a specific role that collects money for the kingdom. But with that, the yawn, if it's not obvious enough, it's almost 5 a.m., so I need to get going. I may be back tomorrow to continue this. Otherwise, we got a nice long stream going. Absolutely appreciate you guys showing up.